What's up, Devils? J-Dog back, bright and early, 6 a.m., goddammit. It's time to fucking knock out some goddamn Devils. And today, we're knocking out the Devils on which fucking video? Does Mortician Stink Live? It's funny, I'm going back. So this one's 13 days ago as well. It's a good thing, but I'm like, holy shit, I didn't realize I'm this fucking behind on videos. I know I said that just a couple videos ago when it was 2 weeks, but just because like this is the first one I was out in Phoenix, Arizona. I felt like I went there like 2 months ago. I was like, holy shit, I'm just now getting to the concept. But good problem to have because that way it's easy to get you guys fucking videos every fucking day. All I gotta do is fucking record them. But at least I got the content. At least stuff to talk about. So, without any further fucking ado, let's get right into them, goddammit. Scrolled a little bit and I busted out a couple LPs for one of the fucking Devils. So where the fuck did I leave off though? But I did see a couple goddamn pretty decent questions. Yeah, from the first one, I busted out some LPs for you, brah, just to show you I'm bullshitting you. Ryan Lurox 10. Shout out to you, brah. Hey, J-Dog, what's your take on the band God Dethroned? I've always found them super underrated, especially the first 4 to 5 albums. I've been saying, and I know I've said it, I'm pretty sure some of my videos, but also on Hellcast or something. I think God Dethroned is literally one of the most underrated metal bands ever. Like, I consider them like black death metal, and they're definitely one of my, like, I'm going to say they're my top 10 favorite bands of all time, but definitely in my top 30, 40 bands. Band I grew up on as a kid. I like every single album by them. As always, some more than others. The last couple, what was the last one? Was that Illuminati? And then the one before that, World Ablaze. I think those are the last two. They're good, but they're not fucking awesome, but they're good. I like them and I own them. No albums suck. But even a lot of the mid-tier ones in the mid-90s, like Lair of the White Worm and shit, I thought those were fucking great. But my favorite two, and these are originals, this is what I had since I was teenagers, my favorite two are the second and the third album. The first album, Christ Hunt, I have a picture disc of as well, but I like that album, but it's just more kind of like straight up death metal. I didn't think it was like, it's definitely not my favorite. I think it's one of my lesser liked ones. Great album, but I liked it when they had more kind of like the black metal edge with it. So these are the originals. Got some fucking corner dings, Athnar style on these ones too. These are the metal blade pressings. This is probably my favorite. It's a toss up between the second and third, but this might be my favorite. This is their second on the Grand Grimoire. Funny, I literally just listened to this album again in the shop at Hell's just yesterday when packing up orders and stuff. Well, yeah, I mean like songs, the Art of Immolation, the Grand Grimoire, especially those two. Sickening Heart Brass. I mean, I think like I don't know why people bring this up. To me, I think this is an absolute fucking 10 on the rate scale. Go watch that goddamn video. How do you rate an album? This is definitely a fucking 10. And I don't give 10s out easy. And just standard old lame-o black vinyl. So like I said, this was their second album. I first heard this, I think I was 14 or 15 years old. Loved it then, love it now. 22, 23 years later. Still a huge fan. And this one I like just probably equally as much. Sometimes I even think this is my favorite one. Bloody Blasphemy. I've only seen God Dethroned live once, and it was on this tour. I wish I would have got my pictures and shit with them, but I never did. But I think did they open up for Cannibal Corpse? Isn't that who it was? But I remember them being very, very good live. But I only seen them once, and it was when this album was brand new. I picked this up. I didn't pick up this album. I don't think I had the LP yet, but I had just the Digipack CD of this. And yeah, loved it to this day. An awesome cover, too, in my opinion. Metal Blade pressing again. One of the good bands of Metal Blade. You know how they signed a bunch of fucking shit bands? I think they're on Metal Blade to this day still. So they've been with them pretty consistently. And again, it was just on standard lame-o black vinyl as well. And then it's funny because when I started seeing a little bit of love for God Dethroned a few years ago. Which label is it? We get them all the time. We got several repluses. It's on the tip of my tongue. Which label is it? You pressed. I don't know about every album, but quite a few albums. He did like Into the Lungs of Hell, Lair of the White Worm, Ravenous, World Ablaze. He did LPs of them, and he did a black vinyl and color vinyl of them. But we were getting all those in, and they were selling pretty decent. So I'm like, oh, it's good to see some fucking love for God Dethroned. But if you don't know God Dethroned, you're definitely missing the fuck out. Because yeah, they're. I have no idea why people don't bring them up. I literally think, especially all like, got a lot of the newer bands and stuff coming out that, like I said, oh, it's okay or whatever. I mean, they blow that shit a fucking way. Especially like you said, the first 4 or 5 albums. Like, because yeah, after Bloody Blasphemy, Into the Lungs of Hell, Ravenous and shit, those albums are fucking phenomenal. From Nail Black, Nail Black. Ads, woohoo, you made it, brother. Haha, yeah, trying. Been checking out your videos, but never really comment, even though I think of it all the time. Yeah, keep leaving comments, bro. What are you, fucking shy? See, I'm now getting, he's probably 2 weeks ago. Fuck this guy. He doesn't ask me to answer shit. Leave a comment, he doesn't say nothing. I told you, I get to it behind, goddammit. Better too much than not enough. Agree with you. Agree with a lot of your opinions and stuff. Panzer Division Marduk is the best black metal album of all time. Yeah, that probably is my favorite one, like I've said. The first one that always comes to my mind. Saw them with Deicide in Lakewood way back. Yeah, 2001, bro. I was there too. Got my pictures with them and everything. Got photos of the show and my photos with Legion, Frederick, and I believe B-War. Or it was either B-War or Morgan. I mean, it was one of the other guys. It was one of them. But definitely 3 out of 4 guys. Got to meet and hang out with Legion. Yeah, Legion was super cool. Did you get that impression too? Like he was friendlier and more talkative than I expected him to be. Not that I thought I was expecting some raging dickhead or anything. I was just kind of like, I just thought he might be a little bit cavalt. Maybe his English wasn't going to be that good. I don't know, but he was really fucking friendly. Just found a picture of us the other day. Keep up the good work. Yep, got down too. I show. If you keep watching on, go all the way back. Go to video, whatever. Keep going all the way back. The first video I did was December 24th. So not that long ago. You wouldn't have to go back. And I've done a video every single day. So what am I at? Like, I don't know, probably 110 videos or some shit. Do the math. I do show one of them. I show my picture with Legion on. I think the one with Legion and Frederick. Maybe I show all 3, but definitely I show my photos with them there too. But yeah, it was 2001 Lakewood. It was called the Blind Lemon at the time. It's now the Foundry. And Marty opened up for Deicide. To this day, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. From Mike Doom. Hey, J-Dog. Love the me and the wife. Wait. Love the me and the wife love the videos. So you're saying you and your wife like my videos? That's good to hear. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. It's kind of typed a little fucking funky. Question. Any chance of HR getting deeper into selling horror movies and horror movie related items? We have some DVD. Yes and no. It's just because it's not our forte as far as like distribution and kind of like when you think of bands like just old horror movies or even newer ones or whatever. I just don't think people think Hell's Headbangers to go shopping for those. But wouldn't be against. We've had some, and they'll sell here and there. We do have quite a few horror movie T-shirts, those, and those always do sell. Fuck, we might sell a horror movie shirt almost pretty much every day. So those, but we have a decent amount. We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A lot of them fucking movies that I've never even seen. Fucking the Freddy's, some Jasons, the House, drawing a blank. We have, I mean, quite a fucking few. Like, I don't know if I'd say 50, maybe 50 designs. Quite a few horror movie designs. So those, and then we have a few buttons and shit of horror movies. So you ask for other stuff horror movie related, but definitely the main thing we sell for horror movie is we definitely do sell T-shirts. Got Pumpkinhead, The Shining, like I said, drawing blanks, but a shitload. And like I said, a bunch of obscure ones. I'm like, I never seen this goddamn movie. Looks cool, but so yeah, if you're international horror movie shirts, we definitely do have those. From Michael Weenus with a fucking weird ass goddamn profile picture. I'll say that. I highly doubt that's you, brah. J Dog, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about it before, but do you have thoughts on the NOLA sludge scene? That would be Crowbar. I hate God. Acebat. Soylent Green, etc. Not a fan. The one that I would like to say I like the most is, I guess, Soylent Green. Their first 2 releases, their EP and CD. I heard that's very, very young. They're full length and their EP. It was kind of like Pantera trying to play grindcore. It had some catchy, cool parts. Nothing I would have like. I think I did buy it and got rid of it. Like I ordered from Relapse or the sampler. They would be the one I like the most, but most of this stuff, no, I don't like. But Soylent Green, they had a couple parts where I kind of like, this is kind of cool, but then listen back and you're like, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like I said, the best comparison I thought was kind of like Pantera trying to play grindcore. Not horrible by any means. And if some young buck thought it was the greatest shit ever and he heard it as a kid, I wouldn't fault him. I'd be like, I can see that. It definitely smokes fucking Slipknot, Tool, and fucking Korn and ICP. That's for goddamn sure. From John Lincoln, what's up, J-Dog? Do you have all the Seraphic Decay 7-inch? All of them? No, I do not. Just curious. Hope you have a great trip. Cheers. Another awesome upload. No, I don't have all of them by any means. I mean, I have like the Mortician, Brutally Mutilated. That was him, right? Goreaphobia. My favorite is probably the Gore. Well, if you count Mortician, Brutally Mutilated, I wouldn't say I forget about it, but I almost kind of don't count it because it came out like Mortal Massacre and stuff. But let's count it as a 7-inch. That and probably the Goreaphobia, Morbidius, Pathologist. Those are probably my favorites because those are some of my, like, if you count those just as a 7-inch release, and let's say they're nothing else, those would be probably like, some of my favorite 7-inches of all time for sure. He did a Sinister. I have that. He did an Abhorrence. I have that. It's weird. He did a Blood of Christ as well. That was kind of cool. I have that. Even though I wasn't the biggest Blood of Christ fan, I think it's okay. But I have that. A few others for sure, but by no means do I have all of them. And not all of it was stuff that I didn't like everything, even though. But I love that scene. And Seraphic Decay, he's I've always had like kind of a weird, not weird, but just kind of almost like a nostalgic for nostalgic reasons, like just kind of like want to meet the guy and shit. Isn't he dead though, or what? Yeah, like I don't know. That's because he's like mysterious to me because he was from Cleveland. He's putting out underground shit in a time where there was no internet and stuff. Kind of like so he's doing the same type of business as Hell's was, right? You know, putting out records and selling them. But I'm almost kind of like want to pick his brain and how things worked back then before pre-computer time. You know, from the same area, likes a lot of the same music. But the only story I know is I think I heard he ripped off a shitload of bands and then it disappeared. Heard he owes maybe money on taxes and like disappeared for that. I've heard, I don't know what's true and what's not. Never met the guy. At least I don't think I met him. Don't even know the guy's name. But somebody said the name, but I forget his name. And then I've also heard that he's dead, or I heard he lives on abandoned. So I've kind of heard mixed things. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, but John, you've been in the Cleveland scene for a while. From what I remember, somebody commenting on a lot of stuff. Didn't you say you played on the Public Execution 7-inch and shit? And you know, you bring up Sakula and Dora and stuff like that. So you're in the scene. It's funny. We had to have met then, or you at least had to have seen me at a show. I'm at every fucking show. So yeah, next goddamn show you see there, come up and say fucking hi, goddamn it. Don't be fucking shy. Because I can't think of what you look like, but I'm sure we met. Maybe you know more about the Seraphic Decay guy, and if so, inform me. Because I've always been, it's kind of like I said, a nostalgic, kind of morbid curiosity. So yeah, but no, Seraphic Decay, I think the whole idea of him at the time was an awesome time that I wasn't involved in. This is before me. So what did he start doing 7-inches? 90, 91? That sounds about right. I mean, I would have been 5-6 years old. So when I started getting the 7-inches shit, he was already on his way out or was done. Because what was the last? Trying to think, what was the last one he did and what year that would have been? Probably, yeah, he probably would have been done or close to done by the time I was picking up his records. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them I did get, like Goreaphobia shit. I know I bought that on eBay. Probably bought the Goreaphobia maybe around 01, 02, somewhere around there. I think that's probably when I bought that. But it was definitely from somebody else's collection off eBay. So. From Murder Troops podcast. Don't ever think I've seen you comment. Not related to this video. No problem, blah, blah. Ask whatever. You can ask me anything about metal, off metal, anything. That's what I'm here for. But since you guys put together those insane lineups with a ton of international bands for Head Bash, what all goes into something like that? Generally, what did you have to pay for the high dollar acts, particularly like Satanic Warmaster with him/them not coming to the States hardly ever? What are the biggest stressors in doing something like this as well? Cheers. You know what? On the back end, I'll be honest, I didn't do a whole lot for setting that up. That was kind of an Eric and Chase thing. And the reason is sometimes Eric and Chase, especially Chase, will kind of bust my balls about like, hey, Justin doesn't do a lot of the behind the scenes shit. Is because I'm managing all the internal stuff that's already going on. For example, like, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say we're fucking Walmart or anything, but like, so like saying like every minute of the day an order's coming through. I don't want to say that extreme, but every hour of the day, orders are coming through. So literally every hour, whether you're sleeping or not, they're coming through. Well, how do you think those are getting out the door? It's me managing that shit that comes in the door and stuff. How do you think that's getting managed and going to like the now and stuff as far as keeping the devils happy that keep us in business? I have to work on that. I don't have time for dicking around doing side shit. You know what I mean? So Eric and Chase, they're kind of the behind the scenes guys, especially Chase. So they kind of did that because their stuff isn't as like, let's say, for example, Chase sets up a trade or Eric's doing a layout. That isn't like, got to have it done now. Because in my opinion, when an order comes in, it's got to get out preferably that day or as fast as humanly possible. Whereas opposed to a layout, it takes another week or so, not as big a deal. It doesn't have to get to a trade or so in a week, not as big of a deal. So that would be the person to set it up. But I definitely had some input in bands that I thought would say in my time as far as setting up for fests, when the actual thing happened and setting up for the actual the merchandise and shit like that and selling at it and things like that. And when coming back, putting all the goddamn merchandise away. So managing all that kind of back end stuff. But as far as the biggest stressors, I remember what it be is kind of like I said, Eric and Chase were the ones contacting and stuff like that and setting it up. The biggest stressors would have been the obvious is that it's new to all of us. Like, okay, well, what do you do about flights and how does that work? And well, what if you pay these guys and they don't show up? Setting up hotels and shit. But when you really break it down, it's not that fucking hard because, like, for flights, you maybe tell the band, I think this is maybe what they tell them is set up your fucking flights, get the cheapest fucking ones, and give us the bill. You know what I mean? We'll pay it. And hotels, we'd set that up, but it's kind of like booking a hotel room. Let's say you're going to go to a trip for Vegas. It's book a hotel room. You can do that in 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. So when you really break it down, like, okay, this isn't that hard. You know what I mean? For that stuff. But and then obviously the biggest undertaking would be money. As far as I guess what you're trying to get, the nitty gritty, man, I don't want to throw out dollar signs in detail because I don't know if any that's going to piss anybody off. I don't think anyone will really give a fuck. But and to be honest, I don't remember exactly what it was. But a band like Satanic Warmaster, to give a rough estimate, I think was around $10,000. As far as like maybe they want $1,000 in their pocket, but then they'll fly them over here because what was it? Is there 3 or 4 guys that played live? Lori, I think it was 4 guys. Fly 4 guys out, put them all up in a hotel room. Then they want whatever, feed them and shit like that. Yeah, 10 grand, maybe 15 grand, but I think it was right around the 10,000 mark. I know another really expensive one was they were one of the first bands we signed. I think it was like, what was it? I think it was the third CD release we ever put out was Destructor Nuclear Storm. So we wanted them to play, and they never been to the States. So Destructor from Australia flew them. I know they were a pricier one because flying from Australia here is more expensive. I don't think they wanted anything crazy though, as far as just them to put in their pockets. I think they wanted $1,000. Don't quote me on this. I don't remember for sure, but I think it was something on them. But it was definitely like and then flight tickets might have been $1,500, $2,000 per person. So that's when it gets adds up. So it's not like it's Satanic Warmaster. Look at these rock stars. They want 10 grand to play. Well, no, it wasn't that. But I mean, they're not going to pay for their flights to come here and play our shit, right? So it'd be that. So yeah, the overseas bands, it gets expensive. So, but technically speaking, the bottom line is like within reason for the most part, you could get anyone to play. Like you say, you want to put a show. You're right. You're just some Joe Blow. You want to put on a show, a fest. You can get any band in the world to play for the most part. It's money talks, bullshit walks. If you're a multi-millionaire, you just won the Mega Million lottery. You won $100 million. You can have whatever. You can have Cannibal Corpse play. You can have Merciful Fate play. Whoever, with the exception, I think the only bands you probably couldn't get. Well, maybe now. I heard stories for forget what fest it was. Hellhammer. They offered him like crazy money. It was either them or Burzum for sure. I heard too. Burzum and Hellhammer too. Like they're offered what was it, 100 grand, maybe more, like something crazy amount of money, and they turned that down. Which to me, that part you're just a bunch of fucking retards. And it's kind of like, oh, well, they don't do it for the money. I get that, but it's your band. Your fans want to see you that bad. You technically like this stuff. You know what I mean, right? You're into metal, at least your own music, I would assume. That's why you did it. And if somebody wants to see your art form or your music and they're going to pay you 100 grand for it, why the fuck would you say no? That's just, there's nothing you can tell me like, oh, well, he lives in the woods. You're just being an idiot is what that is. But whatever, you do whatever the fuck they want. But I think those would be kind of like the only obsessions. If you had all the money in the world, yeah, I mean, like literally, they could get fucking Merciful Fate to play, you could get Venom to play, you could get Satanic Warmaster to play, you could get Cannibal Corpse to play, you could get you could get anybody on the sun. As long as you have the money, you're willing to pay. Because any band will play, they're just getting their price. Just like, for example, yeah, like I said, if you want Merciful Fate, getting them all back together, they might be like, yeah, we want $50,000. I mean, if you're a multi-millionaire, that's a drop in the bucket, right? But obviously, including Hell's Headbangers, most people don't have that kind of money laying around. Just saying theoretically. Make this the last goddamn question to keep this not much longer than fucking 20 minutes, because we're going on 20 minutes, goddamn it. I'll just ask it because people seem to kind of ask this a lot. Evan Slate, never seen you in the comments, brah. Hey man, what's your thoughts on the crazy war metal scene right now? Are you a fan of Caveman Cult, Negzul, Niagara Bliss, Meth Goat, etc.? I don't really have much thoughts. It just doesn't do much for me. I don't think it sucks, and it has its place in the extreme metal scene. It's cool, when you look at those bands, they're generally not going to be wearing any fucking Adidas shirts or fucking, sidewards caps or baggy blue jeans or anything like that. So I like it for that. imagery and it looking like respectable metal. But generally speaking, when you put on the player, it's just at best, like say I'm in the warehouse, like packing records over, it's background for the most part. It just, I don't think it sucks. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever, cool. But nothing I would pick up and buy. I'm not saying I don't like anything in the war metal catalog. Like listening to a little bit of Mabassadon and shit, that's cool. Even that gets a little old, kind of blurs together. But some of that's always kind of, I like to listen to that every once in a while, stuff like that. But as a whole, and especially the bands you mentioned, doesn't, like I said, I don't think it sucks. It just doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it for this one, Devils. Keep the goddamn comments and questions coming. Love having them. More the better. Like I said, I'm behind as a motherfucker. What if 13 days? Said 13 days, so that should be 13 videos. Got plenty to cover, but I'll get to them. You see, it might take this long, but that's just because there's that many to answer. So keep them coming, goddamn it. See you at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Later.